I got, and it was truly by myself, from myself. Power Worlds has me by the ball sack, just grabs me, and I'm in it. I'm in it. Just so many consecutive. Oh wait, this one last thing. Oh, let me just do this one thing. Oh, that'll only take like 5 seconds. Let me do that. If only I could do that with like life, right? If only I felt that type of like addicted mentality towards doing things in life. And you know what? I could probably train that in myself now that I think about it. But this morning was the complete opposite. Complete opposite. I had one of those mornings where every single decision I had to make felt like a battle. Every single one. I would show up into a new room and realize that, I don't have the brain power to choose right now. And I just made a video on choosing anyways. But I knew I would have to, right? I show up, make my choices. Cool. Things that are normally easy are difficult. That happens. Today, going to the gym felt like one of those things. But I realized that I have these different moods that I wake up in, different levels of energy, different levels of vibes. And with those different levels, I have to ask myself different questions. I can't ask the same thing every single day because it doesn't always work for me. When I'm high energy, I get to ask, what do I want? What do I want to do? And the reason for it is because when I'm in high energy, I'm already, I guess I'll say, like, pointed in the direction towards, like, what does my best self want, right? So chances are it'll be like, oh, today I want to work out this area or this muscle or this group. If I ask myself, what do I want on a low energy day, the question changes to, well, I kind of just don't want to leave the house. I don't want to go to the gym. And I go, that's not right. That's not what I want. That's what I want maybe in the moment, but I know in the long run, it's going to hurt me. It's going to suck and I'm not going to like it. So on a low energy day, I realize a more valuable question for me is, and what would I be proud of tomorrow? What would I have to do today to be proud of myself tomorrow? Anything like that. And I realized in that moment, it was different from what do I want, obviously, because what I would be proud of in myself was, I'm low energy, but I'm still going to go to the gym. I'm low energy, I'm going to still put myself in the environment to do better. I'm low energy, I'm going to figure it out. And so I took everything one step at a time. And it was truly grueling. Truly, truly, truly. Because every single step felt like I was running up a hill. So the decision to, get to the gym was first preluded? No, what's the word? I forgot the word. Comes before. What comes before that outcome is I have to get out of bed. Then I have to get dressed. Then I have to, brush my teeth. Then I have to get my gym bag together. Then I have to go downstairs. Then I have to put on shoes. Then I have to get into my car. Then I have to turn on the car. Then I have to drive. Then I have to park the car. Then I have to get out of the car and grab my stuff. Then I have to go in and check in. Then I have to go and put my stuff in my locker. Then I get to decide what the workout is. Or, I don't want to say decide, but then I start my workout. And I explain each of those steps because at each of those steps today, my brain wanted me to turn around and stop. And that could be tough. That could be tough if your entire day is filled with that. That's assuming that you have the strength to feel that way and still push forward. I've experienced many days where I've felt that feeling and I succumbed to it. and I do just lay in bed. And so I got to the gym and I worked out. It was a short one, but I did work out. And I rewarded myself with going for some grocery shopping, knowing that I was going to buy myself some, fun ingredients for food I haven't had in a while. I think I bought myself a steak, some potatoes. And then I even bought myself a little treat afterwards. Not a sweet treat, but a treat. It was a sandwich. That was a good sandwich. And then I went home. Actually, before I went home, I ate the sandwich at the park. I wanted to give myself some time outside. And then I went home. And that was enough for me to feel proud of myself, at least for today. Because I did something that was really hard. I did something that my body and my mind didn't want to do. And I did it anyways. And sometimes that in itself, an entire morning, an entire day filled with these tiny battles is enough to make you feel like you've won the war. And it may not have been an overwhelming victory, but it was a victory. I won today, and I'm proud of myself for today. And so I sit here in front of this camera, speak to you to tell you about it. Hopefully you see yourself in even part of this story. Hopefully some of this makes sense, so that you know that I get it. I get it that you're having your battles, and I hope that you find your own reason, your own strength. Maybe it might not be to feel proud. Maybe it might be to feel grateful. Maybe it might be to feel loved tomorrow. Find the emotion that you want to feel tomorrow and find out what you have to do today to feel it. Because today, let's face it, we're already low energy, low vibes. I don't want to throw today away. But let's look till tomorrow, where we know that tomorrow could be a better day. So I'm going to head out. I do got to get to bed. Power World did grab me by the balls pretty hard and brought me late into the night. And I don't regret it because I know I won't be able to play for, I was about to say a week, but it actually may be way longer. Actually, no, I think I technically could play a week from now for like a day. And then after that, it might be like 2 weeks after that. I got some fun stuff coming up. So I got to make sure that I'm planning right, taking care of myself. And whenever I can, I'll play some Power Worlds. So until next time, just remember to always fill up with the love. And I look forward to seeing you in the next one. I love you.